Welcome, everyone. My name is Pete Toll, aka PT Sports 84, and I'm back with another video highlighting NBA 2K releasing a new patch. Today is November 27th, 2023. The patch today for NBA 2K24. The biggest highlights are some gameplay features, but for roster makers and those who care about kind of accuracy with those things, the most important thing is the in-season tournament courts have been added to NBA 2K24. Now, what I want to highlight in this video is those specific in-season tournament courts, but I also want to clear up a little bit of confusion because I've had a lot of people message me via social media, specifically on Twitter, saying, hey, I don't see a lot of the city courts. I don't know what's going on. There is a difference. So the city courts that teams use are different than the in-season tournament courts. You'll know the difference because the in-season tournament has the trophy in the middle of the court, and then it has colored courts. So it's like a bright color contrast compared to the normal city courts. Now, with that said, I want to clear up some confusion. The Bulls, the Celtics, the Grizzlies, the Lakers, and the Trailblazers will not use city-specific court designs this season. Those teams still have in-season tournament courts, so they still have the colored courts, but for the city courts, they will use their primary court designs for those games after the in-season tournament ends. So whenever they wear their city jerseys, they won't have city-specific courts to match. That's the non-colored jersey courts. Now the Mavericks have a city-specific court design that should be coming out shortly. The Timberwolves just dropped their in-season court. What's up, Hoodie Pop? Appreciate the support, man. Definitely, really appreciate it. So the Timberwolves just dropped their in-season tournament court, but they don't have, as of right now, and there might be a further announcement coming, but they don't have a city-specific court that's not the in-season court. To go with I think it's the Great Lakes theme is what they were going for. The Pelicans are another team that's coming in the second half of the season. So they don't have it right now. So the city-specific court, not the in-season tournament court for the Pelicans, the city-specific court will not be there for the Pelicans. Hugo, unfortunately, no scans. Yeah, I was pretty disappointed. What I'm going to do in this specific video, I want to show you the difference. So if you go to play now, you go to quick play. So say we click on the, I'll go to the Pacers, for example. So if you go to the Pacers and you change the uniform, you have to change the uniform to the city jerseys. So if I change it to the city jerseys, I'm just going to do the same thing. You don't have to for the away team, but I like to anyway. So then you hit start game, and you go into the game, and I'll show you what I mean. These are the city courts example here.
Hello and welcome. We're ready to.
As you can see the gray court with the city logo and stuff like that. That is the city court for the Pacers. Now, a team, like I said, like the Bulls, the Celtics, the Grizzlies, the Lakers, and the Trailblazers, you won't see anything as far as the city court goes when you go to change the uniform for the Bulls. You won't see it because they're not using city courts. They're only using in-season tournament courts. So that's the bright red that you see. As you can see here, it's the regular court for the Chicago Bulls wearing their city jerseys, and that's because they're one of the teams that decided not to use a city court. So let's jump into MyNBA, and I'll show you what the in-season tournament courts look like. So let's go with a new save. If you already have an existing save for MyNBA, the in-season tournament courts will not show correctly until the following season. Now, if you're starting fresh, like I am right here, the courts will be immediately available, and I'll show you where. It's very simple. Many of you probably already know where they are to get them to trigger, but just in case somebody doesn't know, I like to go over it again. So for me personally, I just select all the teams. Let's go through there. I just auto-generate the rookies. So on the, I want to show off the Bulls court. So specifically on this screen, for an in-season tournament game, you see the little trophy right there on top of the Celtics. On the 24th there for the Raptors, the Magic game right there, the Nets. Anything that has a trophy is an in-season tournament game. Let's go to this game just so I could show the city court for the Chicago Bulls. That way you can see that the red court is actually in. So I change it to city there. I like to do the same thing for the other team. And as you saw before, it was the regular Bulls court as a city court. Now here's the in-season tournament. See how it says in-season tournament? Logo that popped up there. There's the Bulls court, that bright red that makes your eyes hurt whenever you're watching a NBA broadcast. So those are in. So there's the Bulls right there, for example. I will show off the... Let's see if they have... I did not double check, but I assume they already have the Timberwolves court in. So let's go to their game. That's going to be probably going against the Spurs, so that's on the Spurs court. That's going to be against the Warriors. I think they play the Kings. Yep. So they play the Kings there. So let's simulate until we get there. And remember, you always want to double check that they're at home whenever you're looking at the in-season tournament to get the proper court to trigger. City court there. Change them to city. Let's see if that bright blue triggers. They may not have gotten it since it was announced late. That's why I wanted to double check.
The Timberwolves.
It was just announced like last week or so. So they may not have it.
Hi, everybody.
It doesn't look like it. So they don't have Minnesota's new court in as a city court option. So that's one that's out that they'll have to add at some point, just because I figure that they put together the patch and stuff probably sometime the week before last, since last week was Thanksgiving. So they'll have to add in the Timberwolves court. Now, I mentioned the Pelicans having a court at a later date, a city court. They do have their in-season tournament court available. So because they're playing the Clippers there, it's not going to show. Let's see if they have another game. I can't remember the exact schedule, so I got to look through the calendar. If anything, I'll back out and go back in. Yeah, the in-season tournament's going to be over then. So let me go back in to another MyNBA and show the Pelicans because they actually have theirs added where it wasn't previously added. Let's delete that. Start a new save. Waiting on the Thing to load. All right, let's check out the Pelicans real quick. Make sure I didn't miss anything. They're at home. There we go. What I like about the having the city courts in is it really blends well with the jerseys. Some of the city courts are a little bright for me. I don't know how it is in person if anybody's gone to a game that has the city courts or the in-season tournament courts, I should say. But they are definitely bright in some instances. Let's look at the Pels city court. As you can see, it's already showing, but let's cycle through.
Here we go, everybody.
There we go. There's the Pelicans court. So that's been added. As you can see, like I said, the in-season tournament has the trophy with the logo on top of it in the middle of the court. That's how you'll know the difference between an in-season court and a city court. The city court just has some of the graphics changed. They don't have the bright colors added in to it, so that's the difference there. But yeah, so that's pretty much the update. No NBA scans, new player scans, or anything like that in the update, unfortunately. Today's roster update, I'll just touch on that because anybody that's curious on it would see injuries updated for some teams. What's odd is some injuries are not in. It seems to be a reoccurring thing, and I'm a little bit puzzled why some injuries aren't in. Like Jake LaRavia is out a couple weeks with an eye injury that he suffered. Some other injuries, of course. You've got Rui Hachimura out for at least a week, and he'll be reevaluated. He's not injured. Looking at who else. Christian Coloco hasn't played all season with respiratory illness, and he's still active. They refuse to deactivate him. I don't understand why. There's nothing preventing it. So it's just to me, in my opinion, it's just they don't want to add it. Already announced a few days ago, 2 to 3 week injury for Jaden McDaniels, and he's still healthy, which is odd. But they did take off injuries to like Scoot Henderson and some other people as well. Ryan Rollins is week to week with his injury. No injury designation for him. So it baffles me on what kind of specific protocol they go with. Jalen Williams did get an updated tattoo. You can tell the lighting is different. You can see the leg tattoo there on him. As I kind of turn the camera, the lighting seems a little different to me. Maybe it's just me on it. Let me know if you guys think the lighting on the edit player is a little different. Maybe it's just me. Also, LaMelo apparently got an updated updated face and tattoo. I'm not sure which of the tattoos is new. I'd have to really look at them, but still have the Jordan logo on there. No new sponsor for them. Trying to look at who is the jersey sponsor. They said they updated jersey sponsors, but I'm not quite sure that actually made it through. Let's see. Looking at real quick. Where is the news? There's usually a news page that has the patch. So sorry about that. I'm just looking for which ones actually got updated. The neck tattoo. Okay. I gotcha. Let's see. Real quick. Just looking to see what sponsor. So it should have an updated sponsor for the Hornets, which I don't see one there. It looks like the jersey probably was not updated correctly. The Nuggets are supposed to have an updated sponsor. They don't have one either. Nothing showing there. The Miami Heat, I'm going to guess nothing as well. I don't know what's going on if they just didn't add it and they said they added it. That seems to be a recurring thing with patches lately, going back to last year. Lakers don't look like they have one. They might, actually. What is Bigo? Let's see. Lakers sponsor. No, that was their old one, actually. So they don't have. Oh, I guess that is theirs. Okay, a South Korean food line that sponsors the Lakers. Apparently, they added the Lakers. Okay. So the Lakers get added. Imagine that. The Lakers, of course. Let's look at the Knicks. They don't have a sponsor. And last but not least, the Wizards. They don't have a sponsor either. So everybody except for the Lakers is missing the sponsorship. So that's lovely. WNBA players got updated. I'm not going into the WNBA players on this video, but I will possibly, if there's enough interest, I can go over them in a separate video. But yeah, so the in-season tournament courts. Let's see if we go to Play Now, and they updated for Play Now the East versus West teams, or they just kept it. Not they kept it Team LeBron and Giannis for last year. So hopefully once the All-Star game gets updated, it'll be Team East, Team West. I'm glad they went back to that format. I got so sick of seeing the draft and this whole drama around it and team whoever versus team whoever. It's like, just make it East-West and call it a day. They need to expand the rosters as well, but that's another thing. But, yeah, so that's pretty much the patch. Unfortunately, nothing for the retro content. Very, very disappointed with that. No added retro faces. No added current players either. Like no update to Derek White. No update to Chet Holmgren. I know everybody obviously is asked about Anthony Edwards. No update there. No update really for anything outside of the WNBA players that called out 2K previously. They were updated. LaMelo and Jalen Williams got tattoos, and that was it. Pretty weak update, in my opinion, for player likeness, considering a billion-dollar company. I just don't get it. To be honest, I don't know what 2K is doing as far as as many retro players as are available, and they're not updating them in the game. Just baffles me. We've gone on probably 10 years or more with, no offense to anybody that's been in a fire, but some of the players look like they had, burned victims based on the conversion from old gen to new gen. And they refuse to fix them despite pleas from the community. At this point, I don't know what else to do. I send feedback, pretty much weekly. Still waiting on a big retro roster update to add players that are missing. Also to fix shoes and accessories for players. That doesn't get done. Now, we know Brett Hawkins for a long time has blocked many people, including myself, whenever feedback is given, no matter how polite you are about it. He's the one in charge of shoes and stuff like that. So, it's a wonder of, when this stuff will become important, if it ever will. Retired players that want to be in the game, there's a fair amount of them that I've reached out to. Ones that have signed paperwork. They're still not in, though. So there is some more legality issues that go along with it, other than just 2K saying, okay, you're in the game. Some players have to have updated renders added. Some players have to have paperwork go through the NBA and come back and stuff like that. Really, for 2K's side of things, it's pushing a roster update. Whether we get that, I'm going to be optimistic that we get it by January. Based on last year, it was sometime in December. I don't remember when. We got one final update that added a bunch of missing players, but other than that, I wouldn't look forward to a lot. It seems like this year, the likeness updates seem to have taken a back seat. As sad as that sounds, that seems to be the case. Because last year, the first two patches put in over 25 players. And this year, we're very limited on what's been put in. And that kind of shows you maybe the direction, possibly, that 2K is going. Less player likeness updates for whatever reason. Maybe it's budgeting issues. Maybe it's resource issues. Maybe it's just being lazy. I don't know. I'm not here to speculate. I can only just wonder, along with everybody else. So, yeah, that's it. So, hope everybody enjoyed this video. If you have, please hit the thumbs up button, the like button, of course. Subscribe if you haven't already. Maybe 2K will come out with something retro related in the next couple weeks or so. In the meantime, I'm still working on custom rosters for different eras. I would love to see current players updated. I've reached out to Sasha Vezenkov, Vasily Misic, some other players to ask if they would get in touch with 2K to get a scan. Since they are European players, it's harder to get them since they're usually not signed till later in the season. Vezenkov is more than willing to be in, so maybe he's already touched base with 2K. And we'll see. But, for me, unless there's something major coming, I don't plan to have many videos other than the ratings updates, player likeness updates, any kind of major roster update. The small ones that have injuries and stuff, I'm not putting a video out for those, just because I can post those on Twitter and people can find it themselves. This Thursday, I will say I will have a video out. It's the second rating update for 2K, so that will be out as soon as the update comes out on Thursday. So look forward to that. Thank you, everybody who continues to support me. Any new viewers, thank you for tuning in. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and I will catch you all on the next video.